Grant felt a chill course through him, a creeping dread that sunk its claws into his very being. It had started subtly, a creeping unease that followed the acquisition of the ancient tome. Now, it had manifested into a tangible horror, a curse that held him captive. The mansion, once his sanctuary, had become his prison, its walls echoing with unseen whispers and the weight of his impending doom. Grant paced the length of the grand library, his footsteps muffled by the thick Persian rugs. The air hung heavy with the scent of aged leather and decay. The once vibrant tapestries that adorned the walls now seemed to contort into grotesque shapes, their colors dimmed as if drained of life. His reflection in the glass cabinets, once a picture of robust health, was now gaunt, his eyes haunted by a fear he couldn't shake. He was trapped, ensnared by a power he couldn't comprehend. The book, with its cryptic symbols and arcane script, lay open on a pedestal in the center of the room. It pulsed with a faint ethereal glow, a constant reminder of the malevolent force that had a stranglehold on his life. Each attempt to decipher its secrets, to break free from the curse's grip, only seemed to tighten its hold, pulling him further into its abyss. The mansion was a labyrinth of shadows and secrets, each room a testament to the curse's growing power. The once grand ballroom, where music and laughter had once filled the air, now lay silent and draped in dust. The crystal chandeliers, once sparkling with life, were now cloaked in cobwebs, their facets reflecting only the oppressive gloom. Grant wandered through the deserted hallways, his footsteps echoing ominously in the silence. He ran his hand along the cold stone walls, feeling the weight of the mansion bearing down on him. Each room he passed was a grim reflection of his fading hope. The dining room, with its long, empty table, stood as a silent testament to his isolation. The once bright conservatory, now choked with withered plants and shattered glass, mirrored the decay that was consuming him from the inside out. His reflection in the dusty mirrors was a ghost of his former self. His skin was pallid, stretched taut over protruding bones. His eyes, once filled with life and curiosity, were now hollow, reflecting the despair that gnawed at his soul. He had become a prisoner, not of stone and mortar, but of something far more insidious, a force that held him captive both physically and spiritually. Days bled into nights, each one indistinguishable from the last. The silence of the mansion was deafening, broken only by the creaking of the old house and the rustling of unseen creatures in the walls. Grant, consumed by the curse and his desperate attempts to break free, retreated further into himself. He neglected his physical needs, his once voracious appetite reduced to a few meager bites. Sleep offered no escape, only a descent into a terrifying dreamscape where the book's cryptic symbols swirled and danced, taunting him with their unyielding secrets. He would spend hours staring at the cursed tome, its strange script appearing to shift and writhe before his eyes. It whispered to him in a language he couldn't understand, its voice a low hum that vibrated in his bones. He tried everything to decipher its meaning, ancient languages, forgotten ciphers, even the desperate pleas of a man on the verge of madness. But the book remained impervious to his efforts, its secrets locked tight within its ancient pages. The silence of the mansion grew heavier, pressing down on him with the weight of his impending doom. He was no closer to breaking the curse, no closer to escaping the prison of his own making. He was alone, trapped with his fear and the growing certainty that time was running out. Just as despair threatened to consume him entirely, a flicker of hope emerged. In his relentless research, Grant stumbled upon a collection of ancient texts, hidden away in the deepest recesses of the mansion's library. These texts, untouched for centuries, spoke of a time when magic was not a myth, but a potent force woven into the fabric of existence. They spoke of curses and their antidotes, of rituals and sacrifices, of the delicate balance between the mundane and the supernatural. He devoured these texts, his mind clinging to every word, every symbol, every cryptic diagram. He spent days poring over their pages, cross-referencing their contents with the cryptic symbols in the cursed book. He began to see patterns, connections he hadn't noticed before. The whispers of the mansion, once a source of terror, now seemed to hold a strange resonance with the ancient words he was reading. Hope, fragile yet tenacious, began to blossom in his chest. The texts hinted at a way to break the curse, a dangerous and elaborate ritual that could potentially sever the book's hold on him. It was a desperate gamble, a last-ditch effort to reclaim his life. But with each passing day, with each new insight gleaned from the ancient texts, the gamble began to feel less like a reckless act of desperation and more like his only chance at salvation.